All right, guys, so you've actually managed to keep an orchid alive for an entire year. Okay, so orchids are really cheap. You buy them at the store, the big box store, even the grocery stores will sell them, and you get a little bloom on them and it dies and you probably throw it away, right? However, if you keep your orchid alive, and this is just, yes, this is in a red plastic cup turned into a little planter here with some string to keep it tied up in the windowsill. It can be as simple as that. Here's a very different, much healthier version. This is actually about a year older than the other one I just showed you. Doing very awesome, very, very awesome. And this one I just got on clearance. It was a throwaway, but it's already perked back up, and so it's going to be doing just fine. But getting back to the point, how do you know if your orchid is going to rebloom? So these guys sit up here in the window. I don't ever bring them outside. It gets nice east-facing windows, so nice morning sun, afternoon shade. It's not in the blazing hot sun all day. And I will actually mist these guys once a day in the morning and in the evening. In this room, the plant room here, it stays pretty humid, so those things are what's going to lead to very successful, healthy orchids. Now I look down here. See these things? These are aerial roots. So an orchid growing as a terrestrial plant, and that I mean that by growing into a tree. Terrestrials on the ground. So if you look in here, you can kind of see how the plant is growing. It has one new eye right there, and it's over here. So it's actually divided into two separate plants, which if you want to, these could be divided up. But is your plant reblooming? Now look right here. See this right here? It's kind of curved because it's actually going to the sun. But you can kind of tell it is not an aerial root because it is not growing down, for one. And secondly, now check out this. Aerial roots, they grow down, obviously, and they'll merge, and they have this little fine-looking greenish color tip on it there. That is an aerial root. It's looking for moisture, it's looking for things. But however, the flowering stem, see right down here? That is where the flowering stem is going to come out of, and it's going to grow up, and it's going to put on some flower buds, hopefully. Now this one right here was an experiment. I actually did not cut the old stalk that the blooms were on right here. I just let it go to see what would happen, and you know, it stayed green. And look right here, it's actually putting up another branch right here, and these are full of buds, which hopefully become flowers. So yeah, so if you do get an orchid, and you want to try to overwinter it, keep it alive, don't cut those old dead flower stems off, because it's going to take a long time for this new plant to grow, become mature enough to grow a whole new flowering stem. So maybe that's something you want to try. It's definitely working for me. And this right here on this one, see how once again the flowering stem and the air root are side by side, and the flowering stem has notches or nodes on it as opposed to the light green coloration. So if you think you have a flowering stem, this is how you tell it apart from the root aerial roots that are producing. And it's going to grow over here, and it's growing right to the right nice cold gray rainy November day. But that's what's also going to trigger your blooms. A nice fall day. The shorter day length is what's actually going to trigger blooming in your orchids. So real quick, that's how you can tell a difference in aerial roots and, you know, the flower stems on an orchid, how to keep it alive, little basic propagation tips. So hopefully it helps, guys. Get out there, grow some orchids, and I'll see you next time here at the Hillside. All right, guys, bye-bye.